Every year, thousands of outboard motors are hauled off to the scrapyard. Engines that should have run for decades, dead in just a few years. Not because they were built wrong, not because of bad luck, but because their owners made the same 10 mistakes over and over again without ever knowing it. The mechanics know. The commercial captains know. The engineers who designed these machines know. But for some reason, nobody told you. Until now. What you're about to learn has saved boat owners tens of thousands of dollars. It's the difference between an engine that quits on you in year 3 and one that's still running strong in year 20. So here's my question. How many hours are on your outboard right now? And more importantly, how many of these habits are you already breaking without realizing it? If this video saves your engine, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because most outboards die early, but yours doesn't have to. Walk into any boat dealership in America and you'll hear the same story. The salesman will tell you about reliability. They'll talk about engineering. They'll promise you years of trouble-free performance on the water. And they're not lying. Not exactly. Modern outboard motors are genuine marvels of engineering. 4-stroke technology has transformed the industry. Direct fuel injection delivers power and efficiency that would have seemed impossible just 20 years ago. Computer-controlled systems monitor every aspect of performance, adjusting in real time to protect the engine from harm. Yamaha builds their reputation on one word: reliability. Mercury Marine promises legendary durability. Suzuki boasts the ultimate in fuel efficiency. Honda emphasizes quiet, clean power. These aren't empty marketing claims. These companies employ thousands of engineers who spend their careers perfecting these machines. The numbers tell an impressive story. A quality outboard motor is designed to deliver between 1,500 and 2,000 hours of operation. For the average recreational boater, that translates to 15, 20, even 25 years of weekends on the water. The price reflects this promise. A new 150 horsepower outboard will cost you somewhere between $14,000 and $18,000. Buyers expect value. They expect longevity. They expect their investment to last. But here is where the story takes a turn. Industry data reveals a troubling gap between promise and reality. According to marine insurance claims analyzed by Boat US, premature engine failure ranks among the top 5 reasons boat owners call for a tow. A survey of certified marine mechanics conducted in 2022 found that over 60% of major repairs they perform are, in their words, entirely preventable. Think about that for a moment. 6 out of 10 serious engine problems should never have happened at all. These outboards aren't failing because of bad design. They aren't victims of manufacturing defects or corporate cost-cutting. They're being destroyed by their owners, slowly, invisibly, one bad habit at a time. And the owners almost never know it's happening until it's too late. Every new outboard comes with an owner's manual, a thick booklet filled with specifications, diagrams, and maintenance schedules. Most owners flip through it once, maybe twice, then tuck it into a drawer and forget it exists. The manual covers the basics: oil changes, filter replacements, recommended service intervals, but the habits that truly separate engines that last a lifetime from engines that die early, those aren't written down anywhere. That knowledge lives in the minds of mechanics who've spent decades rebuilding powerheads. It lives in the logbooks of commercial operators who push their outboards 2,000 hours or more without major failures. These people understand something that the average boat owner never learns. An outboard motor is not a car engine. It operates in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Salt water corrodes, heat warps, vibration loosens, humidity breeds contamination. Every single run subjects the engine to forces that would destroy most machinery in a matter of months. The difference between survival and failure comes down to knowledge, specific practical knowledge that mechanics rarely share with customers. Not because they're hiding anything, but because most boat owners never think to ask the right questions. We tracked down service technicians, fleet managers, and marine engineers across Florida, Texas, and the Pacific Northwest. We asked them one simple question: what do long-lasting outboards have in common? Their answers were remarkably consistent. The engines that reach 1,500, 2,000, even 3,000 hours all share certain characteristics. Not brand, not horsepower, not price point. The common thread is always the same: an owner who understood how to care for the machine properly. One veteran mechanic in Fort Lauderdale put it plainly. He said he can predict an engine's future the moment it rolls into his shop. The owners who pay attention, who follow the habits he's about to describe, they come back for routine maintenance. The owners who don't, they come back for rebuilds. Or they don't come back at all because the repair costs more than the engine is worth. The first habit separates amateurs from professionals, and it starts the moment you leave the water. Flushing. Every boat owner knows they should do it. Most think 30 seconds with a garden hose gets the job done. They're wrong. Salt crystals don't fully dissolve in cold water. Commercial operators in saltwater environments run warm fresh water through their cooling systems for a minimum of 5 minutes after every single trip. Mercury Marine conducted internal studies showing that proper flushing reduces internal corrosion by up to 70%. 70%. From a habit that costs nothing but time. The second habit involves what you put in the tank. Ethanol-blended fuel begins degrading within 30 days of purchase. Phase separation occurs when ethanol absorbs moisture from the air, creating a water-laden sludge that sinks to the bottom of your tank and gets sucked straight into your fuel system. The National Marine Manufacturers Association reports that fuel-related issues account for nearly 30% of all outboard service calls. The solution is simple. Use fuel stabilizer year-round, not just during winter storage. Every tank. Every time. The third habit applies to new engine owners, and almost nobody follows it. Modern outboards require a careful break-in period. 10 to 20 hours of varied RPMs, no sustained full throttle, frequent checks of gear oil and cooling flow. Yamaha's own technical bulletins state that improper break-in can reduce engine lifespan by 30%. One mechanic told us he can identify an improperly broken-in engine within seconds of hearing it run. The ones that weren't? They return for major service in 3 years instead of 10. The fourth habit lives beneath the waterline, in the lower unit. Gear oil doesn't just lubricate, it tells a story. Water intrusion shows up as a milky color. Metal shavings indicate bearing wear. Seal failures announce themselves through contamination. Change your gear oil every 100 hours, or annually, whichever comes first. Lower unit failure averages between $2,500 and $4,000 to repair. The oil change costs under $50. The fifth habit involves a component most owners never think about until it's too late. Sacrificial anodes. These small zinc or aluminum blocks exist for one purpose: to corrode so your engine doesn't. Galvanic corrosion is relentless. It attacks aluminum lower units, steel components, anything submerged in salt or brackish water. The mistake most owners make is waiting until anodes are completely gone before replacing them. By then, the damage has already begun elsewhere. Replace anodes when they reach 50% depletion. A $30 part can prevent $3,000 in corrosion damage. The sixth habit surprises most boat owners. Extended idling causes more wear than running at cruise RPM. At idle, combustion temperatures drop. Fuel doesn't burn completely. Carbon deposits accumulate on pistons, rings, and valves. This is especially damaging for direct injection four-strokes. Charter captains understand this instinctively. When they're waiting, they shut down. Every hour at idle equals 3 hours of hard running in terms of internal carbon buildup. The seventh habit extends beyond winter. Anytime your outboard sits unused for more than 30 days, Proper storage protocol applies. Fog the cylinders, stabilize the fuel, disconnect the battery, grease all fittings, trim down to drain trapped water. Marine mechanics report a 40% spike in service calls every spring. Most of that damage happened during storage. The eighth habit requires attention after every impact. A bent propeller blade creates vibration that travels up the shaft, through the gear case, into bearings and seals. A $300 prop replacement ignored becomes a $5,000 lower unit rebuild. The ninth habit protects your cooling system. Rubber water pump impellers degrade with age, not just use. Replace them every 300 hours or every 2 to 3 years regardless of operation. A failed impeller causes immediate overheating. Even brief overheating can warp cylinder heads permanently. The 10th habit ties everything together. Keep a maintenance log. Record hours, services, problems, solutions. Commercial operators log everything because patterns reveal problems before they become failures. The financial toll of neglect is staggering. The average outboard owner spends between $1,200 and $2,500 per year on maintenance and repairs. But owners who follow these 10 habits consistently report spending 40 to 60% less over the life of their engines. The math is simple. A few minutes of attention after each trip, a few dollars for stabilizer and anodes, a few hours of proper care each season. In return, you gain years of reliable service and thousands of dollars saved. But this isn't just about money. Behind every ruined outboard is a human story. The family vacation that ended with a distress call, the fishing charter that lost a day's income and a customer's trust, the retiree who poured their savings into a boat that failed in year 3 when it should have lasted 20. These engines carried dreams. Dreams of sunrises on calm water. Dreams of weekends with grandchildren. Dreams of freedom that the working years were supposed to earn. So why doesn't everyone know this? Why isn't this information printed on every engine cover and posted in every marina? The uncomfortable truth is economics. Manufacturers profit from parts sales. Dealers profit from service departments. Extended warranties exist precisely because failures are expected and built into the business model. This isn't conspiracy. It's simply the way the industry operates. There's no financial incentive to create customers who never need repairs, but knowledge is spreading. Forums, videos, and mechanic communities are sharing information that used to stay behind shop doors. The gap between those who know and those who don't is closing. An outboard motor represents thousands of engineering hours and remarkable human achievement. These machines are designed to survive salt, heat, vibration, and time. The engineers gave them the potential to last decades. Whether they actually do depends entirely on the person behind the wheel. Most outboards die early. That's the reality. But yours doesn't have to. The choice and the habits are now in your hands.